Reality Bites, proudly sponsored by S. Clift Foods.
Hi, this is Reality Bites, back at the Advocate Arms at Market Rasen, where we had one student from Lincoln College do the restaurant signature dish. This week we have Ben. Let's see how he fares up.
The Advocate Arms is a two-rosette restaurant set in the beautiful town of Market Rasen with Michelin recognition. Here's a little bit more on today's venue.
So the hotel opened as the Advocate Arms in 2008, and it was previously the Gordon Arms for a number of years. I don't know exactly, but a long time before that. And it was more of a pub, kind of a local, really. And the current owner, he took it on, and as I say, reopened. Did a lot of work, obviously, and reopened in 2008. We've got a really talented chef in Josh, and he's actually been here quite a long time now. He's been head chef for the past couple of years, and he was the one that actually gained us our second rosette.
Well, I started off at 15 working in kitchens while I was in school, just doing desserts, things like that, and then from that I went straight to Grimsby Institute and did a level 2 professional cookery at Grimsby Institute whilst working within the industry as well for 2 years. After that, I went to a local restaurant where I live in Caister, and I worked there for a further 3 years, moving on to TLB with the same owners, working for them for a further 2 years before I moved to the Advocate as a junior sous chef. So I was working here alongside a head chef, planning menus and things like that. And then 2 years after that, he left, and I got the promotion up to head chef, and I've been doing that now for coming up to 4 years.
So here's today's signature dish, which is a mushroom ravioli, finished with a thyme oil and served with a asparagus and chive soup. This is the sort of food I love.
Each heat of our competition pits two students from the college against each other, with one of them going into the semi-final against the winner from another college. Here's a little bit more on this week's competitor, Ben.
Probably around when I was 11 and a half, first knives, first cookery books bought to me by my family, and it set me on this track for life. The main influence has got to be my grandparents and my parents. I grew up in pubs around England, and my grandmother as well, working in butchery shops and being raised on that sort of thing, cooking when I was 5 or 6, making cakes with her. When it was offered to me and announced to me that I was thought of as a contendant by my teachers and faculty, I really wanted to jump for it. I've had quite a lot of experience working with fresh foods, doing different sort of cuisines with my dad from different countries, mainly Middle Eastern and Indian cuisines. That's obviously knowledge that will put me above giving a certain different spice to the occasion.
Great to see you again, Liz. Back again.
I am, it's great. I really enjoyed last week, looking forward to this week.
So what kind of things are you looking for this week then? Because self-proclaimed foodie, you like your food.
Well, last week I thought he did an excellent job. So, but there were a few things that, for me, I'm a very visual person. I used to be a graphic designer, so for me,
You like food look pretty?
It's not pretty. It has to have contrast.
Yes.
So I felt that the shades and the tones in the soup were a little bit bland. So for me, it needs to jump off the plate and go, eat me. I like that. I like that variety of different coloured food. I did enjoy the dessert though. Very nice.
Yeah. I think he could have done little elements a little bit different, but I think overall, I think it did work with the ravioli. This week, so young Ben, he's in there prepping at the minute. So
Yes, I can't hear anything.
yeah, I don't think that he seems a little bit calmer, but he's done.
Okay.
I think from what I can tell, he's done a little bit more industry training. So I think he's going to be a little bit more calmer. And Josh has said he's been in there already, and he seems to have it under control at the minute. But
Okay.
the problem is, as soon as the timer starts,
Yes.
it's kind of
Under
like
pressure. And you're being filmed at the same time,
yes.
which is not a normal environment for them. They're being watched by a tutor at college,
Yeah.
or being assessed by somebody, but not being filmed. That's quite different.
It is as well, and then you've got the host chef here then overlooking him, and then I'm going in, oh,
Sous
you've got,
chef.
yeah, how are we
chef,
doing?
sous
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And also you're trying to emulate something that's already out there from a professional chef, and they're not professional chefs yet.
No. Right, I better crack on and have a look at what they're doing in there. I think. So I better.
Him up.
Yeah, jib him up. See if he's not panicking yet, or if we can worry him a little bit. No, I won't. I'm only kidding.
The dish that we're doing is a wild mushroom cream ravioli with a asparagus and chive soup, parmesan crisp, thyme oil and pickled mushroom. That's it. There's another one.
So what's he chosen to go with it?
The actual dish I'm doing is say vanilla and lemon panna cotta with a rhubarb coulis and a orange and hazelnut biscotti. To be honest, most people like to be quite knowing exactly what they're doing. I prefer, I know it sounds a bit like I'm lying and I'm just being lazy. I don't like being too over-prepared. There's nothing worse than being too overconfident.
So Rob did very well yesterday.
He did very well, yeah. He got the meal out on time, so it was very good. He was pleased with what he did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought he did very well yesterday. Obviously, he was a little bit nervous.
Yes, yeah, there was a little bit of maybe a few bleeps there and there, but yeah, he was pleased with what he did.
Yes. Ben's a whole different character in there, isn't he?
He's a bit quieter, Ben, yeah. He's a bit more controlled, and he seems to have a lot more focus in what he's doing, yes.
Well, it's good because it's a good skill set for him to kind of benchmark himself, because pasta you can make very wrong.
Yes,
yeah.
You
know,
well,
and we've all seen it.
Lots of thick pasta and yeah, etc. And with holes in and
yeah, bursts here and there.
Yeah. But no, they're good students. Both of them are distinction students.
Good.
And the expected grades for them is distinction. So yeah, they are at the top of the game.
So is there a bit of rivalry between the two of them?
Oh, there's been rivalry since level 1.
Has there?
It's well known and well stated.
Is that why you chose them?
Not really, no.
Right, okay.
We had a chat in the department. There's 5, 6 of us in the department, and we had a discussion on who would be the best, and both names came up quite a lot, so we chose these two guys.
Right. So.
But the rivalry is definitely there.
Yeah. So
Both from the same card.
yeah. So obviously you know the two dishes they're doing. What do you? Are there accompaniment dishes? Is there one that's stronger than the other, or?
Well, they both have good points.
Yeah.
They both have good points with textures, flavours, colours. They've both gone definitely for flavour and texture because the pasta dishes are a bit softer and a bit more delicate. So they've gone for a bit of punch in the desserts. So they're both very good.
Time to catch up with Ben as he finishes up his prep, ready to start cooking.
Me and Rob been at Lincoln for 3 years now. Been mates since we started. It's always been a bit of friendly rivalship. Him being top of the class on level 1, me being top of the class level 2. But it's always friendly. It's never got out of hand.
Okay, chef, how you getting on?
Relatively well, I believe.
So prep time now is up. So you now have 1 hour to do your signature dish, as well as your accompanying dish for it. Okay?
Yep.
Good luck, chef, and I'll see you and I'll do your countdown in a bit, all right?
Thank you.
Join us in part 2 to see how Ben gets on with his cooking and who will be the first competitor through to the Southern semi-final.
The whole thing with the dessert is just I need to get the panna cottas set. If they don't set, then it'll kind of ruin the entire texture balance of the dish.
You did. He may pull this off. He may not.
Reality Bites, proudly sponsored by S. Clift Foods. Reality Bites, proudly sponsored by S. Clift Foods.
Chef, how
You
we
alright?
doing?
Getting there.
Getting there, going to be on time? Confident?
Always.
So you've got 30 minutes left.
Loads of time, I'll be alright.
Loads of time. It seems calm, I like that. I like that a lot. Good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, chef. So, how are we getting on?
It'll be tight.
It'll be tight.
It'll be tight.
Yeah. Have you found any problems, or are we all
I knew there was going to be a problem with my dessert straight away. The panna cotta
right?
might set. I'm saying.
What, you're a bit worried about it not setting?
I'm saying might with cross fingers.
Right. Have you got a backup plan on it? No backup plan.
No time.
No time. So you've literally got 10 minutes. So to be plated. Okay.
It'll be alright.
Good. Like the confidence. Okay. 2 minutes. Let's go for a plate. Done. Stressed?
A little bit. A little bit. Here's my signature dish. We have the wild mushroom ravioli with the asparagus and chive soup. And for my dessert, I've done a vanilla and lemon panna cotta with a rhubarb coulis and a biscotti of hazelnut and orange.
Good. How have you felt things today? Timing was a little bit of an issue, I feel.
Stressful. Stressful. I think I've just got it by the second with the panna cotta.
Yeah.
It was the panna cotta that was struggling on.
Was that just because of your timing or how you was?
It's difficult dish to set in such a short time.
Brave dessert to do it.
Very brave.
So you've got Josh here that's going to give you some feedback later on, so we'll have to see if he's done his dish some justice. How have you found the kitchen in there? Good?
Good. It's a good kitchen. Very tight, very neat. Just obviously new chef, new kitchen.
Difficult anyway.
Yeah, for anyone.
Brilliant. All right, thanks Ben. We'll tuck in and we'll come
Thank
back
you.
to you and let you know. Okay then, peeps. So this one looks a little bit different to yesterday's.
Yeah, for sure.
Doesn't it? There's Parmesan crisp on it.
Yeah.
That's what it's supposed to look like.
Yeah, well, to a point, it looks a bit like crackling.
Yeah.
So he did mould it, which I was surprised about. He moulded it over a rolling pin.
Yes. Yeah, you can see with the shape on it. Yeah. I
So,
expect a nice circle flat so we can have a little bit of height, but interesting.
So not overhanging the rest of the food, just upright.
No, I would usually do 2 raviolis and position it between so it will stand up.
Right.
Yeah, and keep it away from the soup as much as possible.
So it
Yeah.
doesn't go soggy.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes
I
sense.
don't like soggy bottoms.
No.
Right, let's tuck in after you, my darling.
I think the flavour's good. The flavour of the soup's good.
It's quite tangy.
There's more mushroom in it, and the
Yes.
tangy is pepper.
Oh, is
It's
it?
slightly over-seasoned in pepper.
Ah,
I hope Steve agrees. But
yeah.
it's slightly over-seasoned in pepper, and that's that tangy. You've got the
Yeah,
back of
it
your
is.
tongue and the back of your throat. And there's a little bit more filling in these ones today, though.
So what do we think as a dish then?
I think in comparison to yesterday, I think the ravioli itself is maybe a little stronger.
Yeah.
But the soup
Yeah.
isn't quite as good as yesterday's
Today's.
soup. So the balance there, I think I would prefer to eat yesterday's due to the pepper.
Yeah.
This over-seasoning and pepper on this one is quite overpowering.
But as a dish, I think it's done a good job with it. You know, we have to think about as well, so the soup isn't grainy.
No.
The pasta is nice and thin. The filling is seasoned enough. There is parmesan on it. The oil, the thyme hasn't, I don't think the thyme's been infused enough for me.
No.
So,
No. I went in the kitchen with both students to see how much time there was, and neither of them put enough
Is it
time
fresh?
in there. Yeah, it was fresh time, and there was just a few of the full sticks in there.
yeah.
Whereas I personally would have used at least
Yeah, because
at
thyme
least a
can be
dozen.
really pungent.
Yeah, it can, but with the ratio to time to
Wasn't
oil,
enough.
there needs to be more of a 50-50 balance rather than I'd say it was more 80-20.
Yeah, with it,
So-
yeah, I'd agree. Okay, this accompaniment to this dish. So this is the one he was, and this, so I was in the kitchen earlier, and bless him, he was like, I don't know if my panna cotta's setting, I don't know if my panna cotta's setting. So I believe it isn't, so
Fully set.
I would imagine it's not fully set. But the only saving grace is, he has put it in a glass, so it doesn't really, so he can get away with it.
Yeah.
So if he was, because you would demould it traditionally,
Oh, and it would stand.
it would
Or
stand.
it would wobble and fall over.
Yeah, whereas if he was to
Yes.
put that wouldn't.
It wouldn't stay in one place.
So there's rhubarb, there's panna cotta, and he's made
Oh,
biscotti.
biscotti.
So within his time scale,
Yeah, there's quite a lot going on there.
yeah, there's a lot of elements that he's had to do and make.
Right.
So
Yeah.
which is,
And both the students, yesterday's and today's, who had the same mindset, have gone with a nice sharp dessert
To contrast
to a
with
contrast
the
with
rich
the
creaminess.
rich.
You're going to test if the panna cotta's set.
oh, just.
It's not too bad, is it?
It is just, look.
It's
He's literally just got away with that, I
Yeah.
reckon, from... I think there's a dessert for that.
Afterwards, yes.
Mm.
A cleanser.
Mm.
A
Say
palate
biscottis.
cleanser.
Quite good. I think that's a good dessert. I've got to say.
I really like that dessert.
Considering his time scale and everything else and what he's had to do, yeah, I think we've got some tough decisions to make.
For sure.
I think so.
Okay, chefs, judgment time. So what we're going to do now is give you a little bit of feedback from the two of the judges here. So it's not just coming from me, to see what was good, what was bad, what was indifferent, what you kind of thought you struggled on as well. So, ladies first.
both of you did a fantastic job. I'm really, really impressed for such a young age and for your level of experience. To come into a restaurant and present food up to restaurant quality was excellent, so well done on that. Rob, I'm going to feedback on your dish. The soup, the ravioli, for me, I didn't find there was enough filling inside the ravioli. So it's a little bit heavy on the pasta side. The actual flavours were very, very nice. I really liked them. For me, I like full, rich flavours. I like a lot of cream and full fat everything. So it was a really nice combination. The dessert, if I was given that as my dessert in a restaurant, I would be a little bit disappointed because of the quantity. Okay, beautiful meringue, absolutely lovely, fantastic, really nice because they were crispy, and then the gooey centre, perfect. But the sauces and the combination, if it had been combined in a miniature way, but still deconstructed like you wanted, but a little bit more quantity, then I would have been, wow, I would be, because the tastes were lovely.
Had you both worked for me and served that to me, I would have happily served it to the restaurant. So well done to you both on that one to start off with. But for your dishes, so your ravioli, pasta, very nice, thin. The soup had a nice consistency, slightly over-seasoned on pepper, and the pickled gnocchis were not quite pickled for long enough. The dessert, you obviously struggled to get it set. It did set, just. Very just. The rhubarb was tasty, very tasty. The lemon in the panna cotta was good, and the biscotti from a professional level, it was slightly underdone.
Well, I've got to say, from my point of view, I think you two guys have set the bar very high for all the other competitors, and I've done a couple now. So the person going through to the semi-final is going to be Ben. Well done. Thank you. Okay, how do you feel, Ben? Do you feel relieved?
Very.
What, you willing to do it all over again then, yeah? Are you going to let him win now? You're going to change your mind?
Yeah, you could do it, it's fine. You can have it, it's fine.
Rob, so how do you feel? So
I'm happy that I got the experience. It's been my first professional cooking competition, so
yeah.
I'm happy that I got it out of the way. And
but you're only ever going to learn, you're going to progress, and it is these types of things are difficult to do. So don't ever feel it as a negative or you failed. And I know there's some rivalry between you both, so you obviously have now bragging rights as well. So so well done. All right. So look forward to seeing you in the semi-finals.
Thank you.
All right.
Next week we have the first two hospitality students from Scarborough Tech going head to head at the Black Horse at Little Wheaton. Join us then for more Reality Bites.
Reality Bites, proudly sponsored by S. Clift Foods.